Rennie Good was a gifted soul, a writer and a poet and a mother, wow. She tried to hit an agent with her car, oh no! Pop, motherfucker, now she's gone! Yeah! Being a fucking liberal is a mental disease. Blue-haired and fuckables with a septum ring. You are not a hero, you're a fucking disease! You fuck around and find out it's what it homo, started talking shit to protect a chomo. He was getting nicked when he pulled a gun. Bam, motherfucker, now you're gone. Yeah. Being a fucking liberal is a mental disease. Blue-haired and fuckables with a septum ring. You are not a hero, you're a fucking disease. Fuck around and find out what that is.
Hey, folks, welcome to the program. I know you thought I was missing. I wasn't. I was just FAFO finding out. I was trying to look up some more stuff that I wanted to drop here into the program. Here's what we're going to do. Are we for get it done or are we done? I hear people saying they're done with Trump over this Iran stuff. I want to know what you think. So be thinking about it. By the way, right? Yeah, I was lurking. I was watching the chat. And I appreciate you, Kitty, saying Jovan's taking a crap. Okay. I was getting the crap ready for the program. Okay, today's program is brought to you by the fine folks at Goldco. Here's what I'm asking you to do. I'm asking you to go to jovanlovesgold.com. Very easy, jovanlovesgold.com. I want you to request your free gold and silver kit today. It's very simple to do. This digital stuff's coming. I'm telling you, now is the time to protect yourself with gold and silver. And also, by the way, I told some of you, we did a program a while back. If, in fact, you want to understand how to have your own gold and silver claim and do that and recreate and write it off and have land like at $30 an acre, we'll show you how to do it. You should have gotten an email. From that email, you got a reply back with 12 questions. You need to answer those 12 questions. Now we're into the next round where once we have those 12 questions, we'll confirm with you just to make sure we've got it right, and then we can begin the process. It's a pretty detailed, paperwork-intensive process, as the way anything is with the government. So make sure that you've requested it. Don't try not to send other stuff with it so it doesn't get lost in the mess. You should have had just a simple email to me, my full name at Gmail, and the reference line should be gold. But don't mix it with other stuff that way, because it gets lost. I get thousands and thousands of email a day, right? And I don't want it to get lost. But we'll walk you through the process. People are getting friends and family involved, the whole bit. You're just going to send me an email. The reference line is going to be gold, right? And we'll get you taken care of. It's just a process. And you're going to go through a round or two of paperwork. It's just the way it is. But it's absolutely fantastic. And it's part of setting yourself free in a system that rapidly seems to be going to hell in a handbasket. You need to do more things about you. Guys, have you noticed the size of my head? Have you been seeing this? The freaking temples, the full temples of my head are now going Fantastic Four white. Man, we've been through it, but can you see it in my hair? My temples always had this, but my freaking temples like are going white. I wonder if I have super stretchy powers now. Isn't that associated with like being Dr. Marvo or Sebro or something like that? Right? Waiting for the next clue from the Jew. Maybe I should use that, right? Neck clear from the Jew. Anyway, if you want to join me to talk about how you feel about this, I will put the link for you to come in the studio. But we're going to be talking about get it done or are we done? Jews, clues, that could be a show. I should have done that when I was younger. I didn't think about that. And all those years that PBS carried my tech show and I could have been Jews, clues. Should I have done it in Hebrew? Then it would really be a clue because you'd have to decode it, right? Or maybe Aramaic. You'd have to go back to ancient language, decode the Jews' clues. That's a good idea. I wonder if anybody will do it. But I know everybody will protest it. Anyway, folks, get ready. Okay? We're going to talk about what's going on in Iran. Are we going to get it done? Are you done with it? And I'm talking about President Trump because I keep on seeing that stuff. Anyway, we'll get started in 3 minutes. Get ready.
Rennie Good was a gifted soul, a writer and a poet and a mother. Wow, she tried to hit an agent with her car. Oh no, pop motherfucker, now she's gone. Yeah. Being a fucking liberal is a mental disease. Blue-haired fuckables with the septum ring. You are not a hero, you're a fucking disease. You fuck around and find out it's what it is. Jeffrey Pretty was a Jewish homo. Started talking shit to protect a chomo. He was getting nicked when he pulled a gun. Bam, motherfucker, now you're gone. Being a fucking liberal is a mental disease. Blue-haired fuckables with the septum ring. You are not a hero, you're a fucking disease. Fuck around and find out what that is.
Not fixing 2020 will damn our nation forever. The historic Maricopa County full forensic audit effort processed 20,895,610 digital and forensic images of varying formats, resulted in 208 million individual evidence-proof files. The system processed over 58 billion forensic measurements, resulting in over 2 trillion individual base computations. No hopium, no hype, just hardcore forensic evidence. Please make sure the Maricopa County Full Forensic Audit Archives survive. Donate now. So if you want what happened in the 2020 election fixed, then please donate to protect and secure this historic evidence.
Warning. The following program has been rated Gilligaff and is intended for open-minded audiences. If the truth offends you, or if you are allergic to focused intensity, intellectual athleticism, or the occasional F-bomb or even irreverent humor, please switch off now. If your delicate sensibilities need to be worried about or addressed, might we recommend the Underwater Basket Weaving channel to you? Otherwise, sit back, enjoy the wisdom, insight, and wicked sense of humor.
Cut the crap. How many times a day do you want to say that to politicians? The elite, the loony liberals, the fake news media, and the gender-confused, emotional socialist snowflake crowd. Cut the crap is your secret weapon for fighting for our freedoms and our great republic. It all begins with a massive mental enema, freeing you from the toxic news and politically correct views, which constipate your consciousness with stinking thinking. Your host, Jovan Hutton Pulitzer. He's known for calling out politicians and telling them to cut the crap. You've seen him on virtually every television network and listened to him on Coast to Coast Radio. And now he's here to help you learn to fight for America. Culture, race, and American politics. They all have one thing in common. They all need to cut the crap. Now, here's your host, Jovan Hutton Pulitzer.
Okay, folks, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put your comments on the screen. I want to let you know if you're on Facebook, right? If you're on X, okay? If you're on Twitch, any of those places, if you're following me right now, I can put your comments directly on the screen. Here's what I'm asking. Do we get it done or are we done? I am surprised how many accounts that I have seen that are supposedly manly accounts. Of course, we've got the Alex Jones, and I'm just calling it out. Alex, what the fuck? Right? Calling for President Trump to be removed and stuff. I just don't get it. Let me go back and answer one comment. I said, coming into the program, I said the freaking sides of my head, right here, just right here, are going solid white. Who was that said that? Hang on. Was it Henry? Yeah, it was Henry, but let me find it. Henry says you need Grecian formula. Remember Grecian formula that kind of squirt the little thing, looks like Visine in your hair, and it turns it back to its color? Henry, I've looked for it. They do not make it anymore. Any of you remember that stuff called Grecian formula? You would just rub it in your hair and it brings back your natural color. I used a bar of soap that kind of did it, right? But it didn't keep up with it. But just over the last freaking year, I'm going white on the sides of my head. It's bad enough that my hair's been running backwards, but now I'm going, I always had this, right? The only thing that happened here, my hair, traditionally from the time I was a kid or whatever, I'm actually, may not notice it anymore, but I'm actually a redhead. I was born a redhead, just like my children, except my hair didn't stay red. And then it went toe-headed, which was white. Remember toe-headed kids, cotton tops? Your grandparents call you cotton tops. Yeah, I got the Bride of Frankenstein look now. Anyway, and then I went cotton top white, and then I went a really good freaking gold. Just the most awesome golden, blonde, shiny freaking hair in the world. True story, right? And then the crap that happened to me in the 5th grade with teachers abusing me, a very interesting thing happened. I don't know if it screwed with my body or whatever. Well, they did screw with my body, but you know what I'm saying? My hair, I'm going to say this, is going to sound weird, but it's true. For some reason, my hair went fucking kinky. I know that sounds really weird, doesn't it? But when they diddled me as a 5th grader, abused me, I don't know if it was the trauma or whatever, my hair went, and then curls I had tiny, which for some reason had disappeared as I got older. Then that happened. It just went boom, and then that was it. And then my hair went dog shit brown. But, yeah, this is called kitchen. But my beard was always red and blonde. And then the blonde, now I've got traditional Albert Einstein, Jewish curl. I mean, it's gangbusters. And when I let it go, you've seen it, it's all soft and curly, but I'm turning white. And I look in the mirror. And part of me is okay with it, going, I fucking earned this. And the other part of me is like, fuck, I'm getting old. Just a question. Are you guys going through that? Do you go through the same thing? Do you go through I'm just trying to ask. I got up the other morning and a fucking old catastrophic injury I had. And all of a sudden it hurts again. And I've been hobbling around for 2 freaking weeks out of freaking nowhere. And I can feel the brakes all over again. Mama Mia says probably Strays changed the shaft shape. Yeah, they shafted me a little too much and it changed the shaft shape of my hair. Really traumatic. But you understand what I'm saying? I've never thought about growing old. I've always kind of been okay with it. Most everybody in my family lives into their hundreds, except the ones that either smoked themselves to death or, drank themselves to death. Wow, but I just see this gray, right? And it's really freaking taken off. And I just got to tell you, I feel mortal. I know that sounds weird. And again, I'm just being transparent with you guys. I feel mortal. And at one of the family places, and I shave it every now and then. I shave it quite often. You've seen it, shave it and grow it back. And then, damned if at one of the family farms, a 57-year-old neighbor had his birthday, just turned 57, and the next morning he's found dead in bed. And I don't like dyed hair because you can always tell. It pisses me off. And they got rid of Grecian formula, and I'm not sure there's any shortcuts anymore. Right? And now I look at my hair. My hair is technically, if you look at how kind of butchered and whatever it is, ought to been, right? Ought to been on a fucking dog is what it is. Ought to been. And so do you go through this? Just a question. I drink collagen for my joints. I do collagen, right? But do you guys go through this? Is this just normal? And I ask you why it's normal. I can't call my dad and ask him anymore. He passed. Is this normal? Control GX shampoo in it just for men. Control GX shampoo. It in Control GX. We'll have to see what that is. I'll check it out. You can drop me a link of whatever it is on my direct email, right? I guess we all go through it, but I got to tell you, I feel mortal, and that's the only way I can describe it. I feel vulnerable. I feel mortal. In my head, I'm still like 25. Right? And now I can be up on a tractor and used to just jump off and run and go do something on the fence. And now I think, what will that feel like when I land? Does this happen to everybody? I swear, I just want to know, does it happen to everybody? That's it. I'm trans full head of hair. Yeah. You hear the geese? Listen. Geese. Cool. Anyway, I just thought I'd ask. I mean, we're all family and friends here. Can you hear them? You hear the geese honking? Anyway, I got goji berries in. Have any of you done goji berries? I got goji berries in. Down the orchard line. That was one of the products. Got not orgy berries. That's different. I make those, in a different room. Goji berries. Goji berries. Okay. Let me tell you what we're going to do. I want to know, I'm seeing a lot of people complain about President Trump. Right? And are we get it done? Or are we just freaking done with whatever? Yeah, you want some of those orgy berries? Pass around the anyway. Some of the memes coming out are freaking great. Eisenhower, bomb them motherfuckers and get it over with. Put it in chat. Let me know what it is, right? Right? Tracy says, my husband and I are building a house. We did it 20 years ago, no problems. And now we have to take aspirin every day to chase away the aches and pains. Some people say people are whining like little shits when it comes to what's going on in Iran. And guys, this is dinner table discussion. That's what we're doing. We're sitting around the dinner table or outside having a barbecue, right? Newhouse says your body goes through changes every 7 years. I'm not talking about underwear. I'm talking more about, anyway, I understand what you're saying. So think of this conversation, right? Think of this conversation as, because this is what we are, family and friends here. There's no political commentary I could add to this situation. Let me give you an example. I'm just going to be very blunt. What the fuck would make me think I could out-strategize President Trump and all the intel he has, and I have a right to fucking comment on it that he's doing the wrong strategy? Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever thought about that? Think about how many people are out there commenting, whether they're a freaking comedian or somebody out of nowhere or an ex-FBI whistleblower and all this shit, and you are literally so arrogant that you actually think in your existence out of nowhere, you can come on and talk to people, whether it's hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, or millions, and you think you know what the fuck should be done. I'm telling you, I think that's fucking stupid and narcissistic. What makes you believe, number one, you're even qualified? What makes you believe you have the intel, which we're going to show you some of the intel today? What makes you believe you can even comment on it? And you know what is even more distressing than that bullshit? People listen to that bullshit. Now, I just want to ask you a question. How screwed up is that? Truly. How screwed up is that? I like Pete too. I thought about it. Young, what a good looking man, right? I can say it. That doesn't mean anything. But damn, Pete's a good looking guy. But evidently he knows his shit too. But we live in a world where we get now, because we hate mainstream media and it's bullshit and they fill our head with lies, fake news. And what do? Run to the freaking internet and social media and think Kelsey on our program, family member here, she used to date Pete. She has a special announcement about her time with Pete. Thank you for adding that. But think about this. We've been fucking with this shit for 47 years. I want to let you know something. I'm not a news headline reader. I'm not that, never been that. But Kelsey, you know they're not as good as mine. You know that. I'm not a also ran. I'm not a whatever the case may bullshit like anything else. I'm just me. And when you meet me in person, which I hope we all get the chance to do, I am what I am, and that's it. There's no variance. Now, I can modify my style depending on what kind of situation I am. But you're right. Henry, how can somebody bitch, I'm tired of Trump, he told us no more wars, and you get on that bandwagon because it gets you clicks, and how soon you forget what we did? How soon you forget that what we as a country did via our government smuggled pallets of cash out. But I want you to think of this from the standpoint. Now, I don't watch any others programs, so I can actually say I don't do this. It's not a better than statement or whatever. I don't do it. I don't watch other people's programs, and I don't care who it is. I don't. I choose to be who I am based upon my own research, my own reasoning, and then literally sharing with you my opinion or my facts or findings when it comes to the auditor stuff. But can you imagine that we now run to our devices, whatever it is, and we watch people, right? That former CIA whistleblower. There is no such fucking thing as former CIA. There just isn't. But you know what's really interesting? Somebody can tell you they're former CIA, and you can't even verify it because the CIA is not going to verify anything one way or another. And you literally buy into that shit. And then they come out of nowhere, boom, got 2 million followers on YouTube. You believe it, you think they're patriotic, and then when it gets down to stuff like this, they're saying we got to get rid of Trump with the 25th Amendment. Do you not recognize what's going on? Do you not recognize that shit? And so many people have swapped. So many people have swapped. And we sit here and we look at all this social media and we think it's the truth. We don't ask questions. We repeat it. We just repeat it. And we think we're experts in it. Kyle Serafin's one. A lot of these people. Bullshit. CIA in any type is not a badge of honor. Never is. Never will be. The badge of honor are the people that have served, and because of how they served, they never get a medal. They never get acknowledged. Many have never come home. They just disappear. Their families never know or whatever. It's just you died on a business trip. But yet, I'm just gonna say it. If you literally think somebody coming onto social media saying, "Oh, it's ex-CIA, let me tell you how it goes," you're fucking under psychological fucking warfare, and you're grabbing the gonads, drinking the gravy. And you never ask. And why do you assume somebody's former FBI that they're good or former CIA that they're good? I can tell you the very first agent inside the FBI, no personally, that blew the whistle on Comey and what was going on. And that, hey, the FBI is being weaponized. Not only did they get rid of her for busting out Comey, it doesn't matter where she got an assignment for intel initiatives or planning initiatives or whatever. Every time they found that she got a contractor deployed somewhere, they got with that contractor and got that contractor to fire her. All the way down to the only job she could get was working at fucking Lowe's. And they got rid of that too. And that's a person who is an absolute bona fide former FBI whistleblower. One of these days, I'll have her on the program. We've talked about it. She's going through, they're finally getting through all the throes of the bullshit FBI, and she'll get taken care of, right? Get exonerated for the bullshit. There's no such thing as I'm a good guy now and I'm on the outside and I'm blowing the whistle. That is not true. But yet, you gobble it up all damn day long. All damn day long. And people wear it like a badge of honor. You can never verify. And you're right. Whistleblowing has never cleaned any whistles, but there's been a shitload of blowing going on. Blowing smoke, blowing bullshit. I'm not going to tell you who she is. The only reason I know it's right now, because things have changed with the Trump administration, they're working all through to get her treated properly. I'm not going to tell you who. That would be inappropriate. I'll let her come on and tell you her whole story firsthand. And that's why I just want to talk about this. Memes are going crazy. I love this one with Eisenhower. Bomb the motherfuckers and get it over with. Right? I like this one too. We didn't elect him to be friendly. We elected him to save America. You know how true that statement is? We didn't elect him to be friendly. We elected him to save America. A freaking man. That's the truth. And when it comes to this Iran stuff, it is time to take care of a 47-year-old problem. And you don't even do your homework. Iran, go Google photographs of time with the Shah. You had a super advanced civilization, capitalism, education, incredible universities. It's the cradle of civilization, by the way, for universities and learning. People had their freedom. One change from a small number, boom, everybody's wearing black robes, can't show your face, and everything's fucking gone. You have the epitome of slavery, of devaluing women, of killing you because you don't have the right religion. The very things you say you hate. I need to show you some of these pictures. Hang on one second. I actually had one of these discussions with some of the Shah's family, believe it or not. And just having this discussion about, and once again, all that happened is our government diddled-whittled, CIA, all that shit, changed over a country, helped out, and everything changed. Everything changed. I'm going to show you just a few photos. Let me pull them on my, and nobody sees it. It's like, you know, we really are now, and I say this as a nation, we really are short attention span fucking idiots. And I feel like cussing today, so I'm going to cuss. We are short attention span idiots. And everybody take the righteous high road. We shouldn't do that. And we shouldn't be like Tucker. We shouldn't be criticizing Islam. Are you fucking kidding me? Here you go. There's before and after. That's the mid-70s. And that's now. Another look at the mid-70s, 60s. There's Afghanistan. Iran, that's the freaking difference. And everybody's all fucking indignant with this stuff. Let me tell you what my personal rule of negotiation is in business. And I'm going to tell you how yeah, you're right. That's enslavement. In case you didn't know what enslavement really looks like, oppression really looks like, totally controlling a nation really looks like, open your freaking eyes. This is disgusting. And then people who you think are patriots, oh, this is bad and this is whatever. That means that's what, and they're obviously getting paid, but that's slavery. That's, you don't matter. You know who you're overriding? You know who you're overriding when your government or whatever tells you what you want doesn't matter? Who are you overriding? Put it in chat. Who are you overriding? St. Thomas says, screw Islam. I'm at the end of my wits' end with this. You're not overriding Trump. You are overriding the very person that gave every single one of us free will. And nobody connects the dots. Not a single freaking person ever connects the dots. The greatest of all, the GOAT, which is God, gave us free fucking will. Mankind comes in, says, no, we know better. This is it. You don't have free will. Do you not understand how evil and satanic that is? Yes, there always has to be rules, bumper edges, and whatever. But in those photos I showed you, that's overriding everything about God, which kind of goes in line with Islam and why I was doing the series. And so this is what I'm asking you. I'm seeing all these people saying, and trying to find out where you are. Are we just, let's get this shit done finally after 47 years? Or are we just done with Trump? But I do agree with this statement. We did not elect Trump to be friendly. We elected Trump to be the opposite, to save America. You cannot save America if you don't obliterate what was going on there. This country, Iran, that the very people, right? That's what I commented to Alex Jones saying, we shouldn't do this. We're bombing people. And people say, President Trump said he's going to end the civilization. That's people that are so shallow, they don't understand we are at war. And every tweet, every news announcement is also designed to be a weapon of war. Are you that shallow that you don't get that we're in the middle of this? And President Trump knew exactly what he's saying. So let me tell you about my philosophy in negotiating business. You got to be willing to lose it to make it. It's the same thing I did with the audit. When they started playing bullshit politics, I told them, fine, if you're not going to live to your word, I'm out. They thought they'd won. I said, but I'm going to let the people know, and you beat the shit out of them when we got it done. I don't play that game. You got to be willing to lose it to get it. And so I kind of feel that's the same way with Trump. But we elected him to get the job done. The very people that people are screaming about, you got to be compassionate and drop bombs. The very people on the fucking ground are dancing in the streets and say, drop the fucking bombs, we'll take care of ourselves. And it's better to die seeing my country be liberated than to be in what I'm in. And that's the people on the street. And you're right, play to win. That's the people on the street. You don't see that. And I see all these people, right? High and mighty. Oh, Trump's doing this and Trump said this. It's fucking words. Words of war to a country that for 47 fucking years has said death to America. And President Trump says, yeah, I'll wipe your fucking face off the map. So it's either two things. You are either an idiot and you don't understand we are at war and you're totally ignorant of it, or you're getting paid to attack Trump. Or you actually think it's funny because it's a get clicks. If you say something bad, it'll get clicks. Either way, you're bullshit. Either way, you are bullshit. Jane says, I wanted him to focus on us, not the Middle East. Sorry if that sounds selfish and ignorant, but our country is being destroyed. Okay, I get it. How does Iran affect us? Have you ever thought about how Iran affects U.S. business? What does it affect? What does it affect? Do you understand the power Iran has not only over us, but over the world? What does it affect? Right? Think about it. Put it in chat. See, we think it's let's just be nice, kumbaya. And I see this statement a lot, Jane. I wanted him to focus on us, not the Middle East. Sorry if that sounds selfish or ignorant, but our country is being destroyed. Let me ask you a question. Okay. How do they affect us? Have you ever thought about how they affect us? They are the single largest choke point in everything that runs through our economy. And this is not about whether we're at war or not. We got a country for 47 years saying death to America. Do you not understand that one country controls that very narrow gap that literally it affects everything in our entire commerce system, which affects everything in our banking? Now, let me ask you a question. Is a president's job to take care of America, make sure we can't be held hostage, make sure that prices don't go through the roof, although when you have this, it will temporarily till it adjust out. You saw an immediate drop with the announcement we're going to talk about in a moment of the ceasefire. How else would you fix it? How else would you fix it? And then when you actually understand, we have battalions of terrorists in the United States right now. And those terrorists are supported by Iran. They're running weapons across the border. We have already found the shit that Biden left for Afghanistan. We're already finding those weapons coming across the Mexican border. Who's financing that? Do you think people wearing dirty night sheets go to the sand flea market? Oh, I want one of those. I want one of those. I want one of those. Oh, I just think I'll walk to America with it. Do you think that's how it happens? Do you actually think that's how it happens? How about you tell me, how does weapons left behind by Biden administration in Afghanistan end up crossing the border in El Paso, Texas? How do you think that happens? But he should focus on us. I'm only using it as a teaching example, though. But we need to focus and fix things here. Let me ask you a question. Is that not actually fixing things here? Do you actually think the President of the United States can say, fuck the rest of the world? See, you think he's not saying, fuck the rest of the world, I'm focusing on America. What President is actually doing, fuck the rest of the world, I'm focusing on America. But it has a methodology that has to be done. What happened a mere few minutes ago is the countries supplying weapons to, companies supplying products to, right? Weapon war to Iran now has a 50% sanction. Somebody's saying, well, the U.S. only gets 60% of its heavy crude oil from Canada. Did I say it affected our cars? You know, that really wasn't my point. That wasn't my point. What was the point? Just think about it a minute. When I say we are heavily affected by this, right? It affects everything we do. What is my point? And that's where people just don't understand crude. Let me see if I can get this on my screen for you. And we'll use this as an example before I show you some video. Hang on one second. Here, give me a moment. I'll get there. Give me a moment. I'm slow. Come on. Hang on. Don't get away from the lesson, because if you don't learn this lesson, again, you'll think that, well, President Trump's not focusing on what he's focused on. He's focusing on exactly what he said. But people don't really know how it's done. So let me see if I can get this up on my screen. Okay. I'm going to give you this image, and we'll start here because it's a good point. It doesn't matter that we, the United States of America, get 60% of our petroleum from Canada. Let me ask you a question. What the fuck do we make with it? Oh, that's right. All of our manufacturing, right? All of our manufacturing is getting destroyed. Okay, here. St. Thomas, you want to come on? We can talk. I'll give you, let me know in chat if you want to come on, because this is worth discussing. Let me put it on the screen. Hang on. And then I'll show this one. St. Thomas says Trump appears to be obliterating the globalist strongholds while simultaneously forcing all countries that have banned us to become completely dependent on our currency and our grace again. He's basically saying, if we're going to keep fucking paying, you better keep playing. And that's what we didn't have. Let me show you on my screen. I think what people don't understand, because we just don't kind of understand the process. So let me pull this up on my screen. Take a look. This is what people need to understand. Okay, and we're going to talk about barrel of crude. Now, people only relate to it thinking about your fuel prices at the pump. And yes, you're right, Diane. President Trump is destroying Obama's legacy. But let's take a look at this. If you were to take that 42 gallons of crude, 42% of it becomes petrol. 27% of it is diesel. Bush and Obama did a bait and switch for America and basically did this crap where diesel used to be 99 cents a gallon. It has almost no refining, none. Our whole commerce system transports across this country with it. And they did a little bitty bullshit thing, hiking up taxes and stuff to make it the most expensive. That was all designed to hurt America, to drive up prices, to make us poor and poorer. And it's only because people don't understand what all of this is and what it means and how it affects every one of us. And so 42% goes to gasoline, 27% goes to diesel, 10% of that goes to jet fuel, 4% of it becomes to propane, butane, 7% of it becomes the feedstocks that make a lot of the plastics and specific stuff, 5% for marine fuel, heavy fuel, 2% for lubricants and waxes, 3% for asphalt. This is what you have to understand, and you've got to stop thinking about it, right? Stop thinking about it as it's just the fuel. That's not even half of the story. And so what people miss when they miss this, then you forget even all those derivatives that can be done, we don't get to do them here in the US because they started with laws in California and say, no, we can't do that. We have all the rare earth minerals we need. We just can't mine them. That's what makes us dependent on foreign countries. It's all a racket. It's all a game. It's all BS. And yes, your lube and KY is affected by the global prices of oil. There you go. And it's because we don't have simple economic lessons. We actually think, well, we want them to focus on us. This is the epitome of focusing on us. Because even if we get our stuff out of Canada, we're not manufacturing the stuff that can be manufactured out of it because they've outlawed it in our country. That's the racket. That's the whole racket. And the whole racket works on keeping people ignorant of how all of this works. And so that's why I said we elected him to get a job done, but we think it means don't ever talk about a foreign country, don't do anything in a foreign country. He's already cut off more money than ever. That's the first thing. And the second thing is he's turning the tables, making them pay us and holding them to their agreements. That's what hasn't happened for 47 years. If you were to look back in time, right? If you were to look back in time, everybody bitched about it. Trump is the only one that said, okay, let's fucking fix it. This is why I'm asking this question. Where are you on this spectrum? You got a president that finally says, I'm not fucking around and we're going to get it done. And he talks tough to get it done. You know, people who will destroy people, cut their fucking heads off in a town square, only understand other people that will cut their fucking heads off in the town square. Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever thought about that? It's the classic bully and the one who is bullied. And Iran has done nothing but bully and degrade the United States for 47 fucking years. And we played that game trying to play nice. And you never play nice with a bully. And I'm going to show you some footage because even after this was announced, they immediately started firing missiles. Why did they do that? If that's all this was, right? All this crap was, and President Trump literally, which I'm going to give it to you in a minute, got this agreed to. Why did mere minutes after that was announced, signed, and delivered, did they start shooting missiles? Because they got 47 years of history of America being pussies. And what does people do? I can't support President Trump. You know what he did? Iran's been saying death to America for 47 years, and President Trump dared to put in a tweet, I'll obliterate you back to the Stone Age. What a bad guy. That's the same shit that's ever been done. Are you kidding me, people? It's nothing but social signaling. I saw somebody who professes to be a big Christian, has a big account, 500,000 followers on X. I'm one of them. Saying, I'm done with Trump. I can't stand anymore. He said he's going to obliterate people. Let me get this right. Right? Let me get this right. And my topic's not about Bushes, not about anything else. It's about Trump and it's about Iran. We got a country for 47 years chants death to America. We now know that they have several 100,000 terrorists embedded in the United States of America. We now know the arms from Afghanistan have now shown up in America. They got them stockpiled. And President Trump sends a men tweet that says, I'm going to fucking obliterate your race. And you're batshit crazy? That's what every other administration has done. And I'm willing to die for my fucking country. I have no problem. Tell Iran, fucking bring it on. And people on their high and mighty, President Trump sent him in tweet, oh my God, I can't take it. I can't take it. I'm done with him. Half of them mental weak midgets that are play acting, the other half getting paid to say that. And that's why I'm asking you, where are you? Are we get it done? Don't you understand? If we lose, we don't have a life anyway. If they get these weapons across the border, which is their plan, if Iran kept on funding it, which is their plan, you know, even Qatar and Dubai started seizing the assets. They know, but you don't look at everything. You just look at people bitching. Oh, I guess I should bitch too. President Trump is a meanie, and he said he's going to obliterate a race of fucking Islamic terrorists, not the Iranian people. And you get your panties in a wad over that? That's exactly what every other administration has done. And that's why they want to get rid of them. Because it's a game. It's a game to rape us. Do you not get that? Keep on getting us money. We'll play nice. We're going to threaten to kill. Here, money, money, money. We'll play money. They all get kickbacks. It's a game. And you are actually complaining, people out there coming, oh, I can't support Trump anymore. I can't support Trump anymore. Now, here, I'm going to start dropping bombshells on you. Ready? It's the Jews. Netanyahu picked up the phone. And he told Trump, you better fight this war because we control you. Really?
That this country sits back and allows a country such as Iran to hold our hostages, to my way of thinking, is a horror.
Obviously, you're advocating that we should have gone in there with troops, etc., and brought our boys out.
I absolutely feel that, yes. I don't think there's any question, and there's no question in my mind. I think right now would be an oil-rich nation, and I believe that we should have done it, and I'm very disappointed that we didn't do it.
Why couldn't we go in and take...
Do you even get I'm going to show you from 1980 to now. The shit the system won't tell you, the shit that all these other fucking commentators won't tell you or don't know. You're looking at a president that is doing what he says, and you're fucking buying the goober gravy that he's bought off from Israel. He's never changed his stance ever.
That this country sits back and allows a country such as Iran to hold our hostages, to my way of thinking, is a horror.
Obviously, you're advocating that we should have gone in there with troops, etc., and brought our boys out.
I absolutely feel that, yes. I don't think there's any question, and there's no question in my mind. I think right now would be an oil-rich nation, and I believe that we should have done it, and I'm very disappointed that we didn't do it.
Why couldn't we go in and take over some of their oil, which is along the sea? You're going to have a war by being weak. The next time Iran attacks this country, go in and grab one of their big oil installations, and I mean grab it and keep it, and get back your losses, because this country has lost plenty because of Iran.
Nearly 40 years ago, Trump saying, I'd be harsh on Iran. They've been beating us psychologically, making us look like a bunch of fools. One bullet shot at one of our men or ships, and I'd do a number on Karg Island. I'd go in and take it. Iran can't even beat Iraq, yet they push the United States around. It'd be good for the world to take them on.
So Iran can be taken. I would never take the military card off the table. And it's possible that it'll have to be used because Iran cannot have nuclear weapons. Nobody will be pushing us around. I will stop Iran from getting nuclear weapons. We will totally dismantle Iran's global terror network. Iran has already, since the deal is in place, test-fired ballistic missiles 3 times. And someday, maybe hit even the United States. And we're not going to let that happen. We're not letting it happen. Today, I am announcing several major steps we are taking to confront the Iranian regime's hostile actions. The longer we ignore a threat, the worse that threat becomes. The Iranian regime's aggression in the region, including the use of proxy fighters to destabilize its neighbors, must end, and it must end now. And I am ready and prepared to take whatever action is necessary.
I was rough on Iran, and they supposedly have a hit on me. And Biden, if he were a real president, should say, if anybody shoots a former president who's now the leading candidate, we will bomb that country into oblivion.
If I were the president, I would inform the threatening country, in this case Iran, that if you do anything to harm this person, we are going to blow your largest cities and the country itself to smithereens. We're going to blow it to smithereens. You can't do that. A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime.
Would you consider bombing the country again?
Without question, absolutely. We're going to hit them extremely hard over the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to bring them back to the Stone Ages where they belong. Iran cannot have nuclear weapons. I will stop Iran from getting nuclear weapons. Ensure that Iran never, and I mean never, acquires a nuclear weapon. I'll say it again. They can never have a nuclear weapon.
No, I don't see a war. You see, the war is this is not a Vietnam situation. That would have been the easiest victory we would have ever won.
I mean, for them it's a war. For us it's turned out to be easier than we thought.
I just bring you the truth. The totality of it all. You got to look at it all. You got to be not in the moment, bullshit emotional, and think of how many people Trump's bought off from Israel. It's a con. And that con is to get you to part with Israel because Israel's in the heart of it, stopping this shit every day, and you never hear about it. And you have no economic sense at all, zero, about how this really affects us. And we believe, well, I used to work at Taco Bell and Tractor Supply, and now I'm a comedian, and I think Trump, he promised no new wars. Did you miss the fucking word new? And do you think after finally responding, after 47 fucking years, when every other president let us down and paid them to do to us, it's a new fucking war? Do you think it's starting a new fucking war after 47 years? Or is it getting this shit done? I sat back, just let this play out, and look at all the people that dealt their fucking hands. You can see how many people get paid off, how many people are just bullshit for clicks, but you're not going to see people tell you the fucking truth. There are so many mental fucking midgets who have programs that you follow and you fucking think they are telling you the truth. You fucking think because they're behind a camera, they know what they're talking about. Are you fucking kidding me? I've had discussions with senators that didn't even know by federal law, you got to keep the ballots for 22 to 24 months. No concept. And you give these people your time. They are revealing themselves. One of the things I do is I'm exceptionally patient too. I will let them reveal themselves. And that's why I'm sharing this stuff. Fucking Bannon, way back when, even before President Trump, he was trying to get rid of him first time around at the 25th Amendment. Now he's back doing it now, and you fucking think he's some fucking rock star and you can't see it? It's because everybody tries to live in this little bitty fucking moment. And people don't understand what's really going on. So, first off, you want to know what's still standing in all of this? Through all this time immemorial, people have always been here, and people will get through this shit. And depending upon how bad you're affected, right? How bad you're affected is whether you survive or not. But mankind will survive. The issue is civilizations and bureaucracies and bullshits die. That's why I'm asking this question. Is it get it done, or are you done with President Trump? See, everybody served you excuses. Oh, he should just focus on us, and he's not doing it. And you listen to a comedian tell you that. You listen to a kid that prior to commenting on election stuff fucking worked at Taco Bell. And that's who you give your time to because you like them. You know how we all got fucked, and not in a good, pleasurable way? Because we liked them. You ask to get all this shit changed, but you're not willing to go through the process to get things changed unless it can be abra-fucking-cadabra, Truciosus, Harry Potter style, and it's there. Because you don't want to pay the price. You want everything to be great, but you won't even fucking put in the effort. And you don't even want your fucking government to put in the effort. How stupid is that? And I showed you the truth. Mankind always will survive. It's everything around us that changes. Here, I'll show you. It doesn't matter how far we go through this. We even go to where we're living on other planets. The common denominator is mankind. And that's what God gave us, free will. And we are so conquered to think that we don't matter and we, right? We don't make a difference. We are the only difference. And so the President Trump, I'm going to read you his release in a moment. Actually, I should do it now. Let me go to it. Hang on. Here's the two releases. The first thing that got released, okay, and this was on Truth. And by the way, CNN released a story. America surrendered. Iran got everything it wants. You're about to see some legal action over that. But if you were to look at it, on behalf of the Islamic Republic of Iran, I express gratitude and appreciation for my dear brothers, His Excellency Prime Minister of Pakistan. That doesn't mean he has a pronoun. It stands for His Excellency Prime Minister of Pakistan, Sharif, His Excellency Field Marshal Manur for their tireless efforts to end the war in the region in response to the brotherly request of Prime Minister Sharif in his tweet, and considering a request for the U.S. By the U.S. for negotiations based on 15-point proposal, as well as announcement by POTUS about acceptance of the general framework of Iran's 10-point proposal as basis for negotiations, I hereby declare on behalf of Iran's Supreme National Security Council, if attacks against Iran are unhalted, our powerful armed forces will cease their defensive operations for a period of 2 weeks. Safe passage to the Strait of Hormuz will be possible via coordination with Iran's armed forces and with due consideration of technical limitations. Now that's the release. So you actually have the agreement. But there's a lot more bitching to do. So here's right after that fucking agreement is released.
Truth Social from the White House saying this: based on conversations with Prime Minister Sharif and Field Marshal Munir of Pakistan, and wherein they requested that I hold off the destructive force being sent tonight to Iran and subject to the Islamic Republic of Iran, agreeing to the complete, immediate, and safe opening of the Strait of Hormuz, I agree to suspend the bombing and attack of Iran for a period of 2 weeks. This will be a double-sided ceasefire. The reason for doing so is that we have already met and exceeded all military objectives and are very far along with a definitive agreement concerning long-term peace with Iran and peace in the Middle East. We received a 10-point proposal from Iran and believe it is a workable basis on which to negotiate. Almost all of the various points of past contention have been agreed to between the United States and Iran, but a 2-week period will allow the agreement to be finalized and consummated. On behalf of the United States of America as president and also representing the countries of the Middle East, it is an honor to have this long-term problem close to resolution. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. Again, just seconds ago, before the deadline.
Okay, just seconds ago. Right after that, this.
Off the mic again. Mike, what are we seeing there?
Well, Jesse, as anticipated, the sirens are now wailing over Tel Aviv, indicating that another missile is inbound. And it looks like those bright lights in the sky are the missiles. And it looks like you can see an interceptor that is in hot pursuit of the missiles. And it's always quite dramatic when you see those interceptors going after it. And these ones might disappear behind our building here, and we're going to lose sight of them. But they're still quite lethal and coming into Tel Aviv. And I didn't see an interception in this case. Should be able to hear it in a second or so. And it's still quite lethal when there's an interception. Most of what we see out here are those cluster bombs in recent days. But when you get a conventional warhead with that powerful explosive, obviously you hope that the interceptors can get it. And the interceptors are about 90% effective, but that means 10% get through. And those conventional warheads we've seen are quite powerful. They leave great craters in the ground. Still waiting to hear the impact on this one, which should come any second. But we saw 2 lights in the sky. There. And there was another flash off in the distance there. So there's quite big explosions. So that sounded like more of a conventional warhead that got through. I can't really tell you if that was an impact or an interception because we lost sight of that one, Jesse.
Yeah, you could definitely hear that. Real quick, how long does it take for an Iranian missile to travel to Tel Aviv? What did you say?
I say about 10 minutes usually.
10 minutes?
By the time we, about 10 minutes from when we first get the alert till I'm hearing more impacts off in the distance from when we first get the alert to when the sirens start wailing.
All right, well, maybe the remnants of the Iranian regime either didn't get the memo or they did and they don't care. So we'll obviously keep a close eye on that.
I want you to think about that. I want you to think about that. Immediately getting this agreement, which was an American 15-point plan, CNN came out and said America capitulated and agreed to Iran's 10-point plan. But even though there was a ceasefire negotiated, and we've been doing this for 47 years, instantly this happened.
It's just after 3 a.m. in Israel. You can hear the sirens blaring outside our home. This is the third wave of ballistic missiles being sent from Iran toward Israel since the announcement of the ceasefire. The Islamic Republic is already violating the terms of the ceasefire. Those interceptors going right now to go intercept. I'm going inside.
Now, why would they agree to a ceasefire, all the troops shut down, and then start firing missiles? Because in their faith, it is 100% okay to lie. Now, why else would they do it? Because for 47 years, we accepted this shit. But President Trump, he used mean words, and in his words, you can't be a Christian and say mean words like that you're going to obliterate our civilization. That will hurt people's feelings, and I just can't stand with Trump anymore. Okay, you motherfuckers, you can't stand with Trump. Let's fucking see if you can stand with Iran. Here's their 10 points. Number one, the United States will cease all aggressions against us forever. Can you agree to that? Number two, that if it stops, if you stop doing it, we will basically agree. Here's their agreement. You cannot attack us forever, but if you stop attacking us, because that's our agreement, we will agree to stop attacking for 2 weeks. Can you agree to that, dumbasses? Number three, we're going to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, but we own it. That's Iran. We own it. It's our terms. We control it. We own it. We control everything. That's the same shit they've been doing. Can you agree to that? Number four, we as Iranians have the total right to enrich uranium, and you can't do anything about it. Number five, you can't do anything about us having missiles or drones or having build up all missiles around our uranium enrichment program, which we say is only for power, which we could do instantly, but we're not. We're hiding it in a mountain. Why? Because it's not about power. Can you agree to that, idiots? How about this one for you? We've got to leave President Trump. Got to leave President Trump. How about this one? You're going to lift every single sanction, some sanctions that have been on Iran, right? On Iran for 47 years. You're going to lift every sanction and secondary sanctions you've ever done. Remember how their money was seized? to stop funding terrorists, well, all that goes away. Number 7, you are going to, even though we're not enriched uranium for nuclear weapons, you are going to agree that you can't penalize us if we become a nuclear Iran, and you've got to stop doing that with the United Nations and the IAEA pressure, and you got to remove those sanctions too. Even though we're not doing it, you got to remove those sanctions. Number 8, you must rebuild everything we damaged anywhere, and you're going to rebuild our country, and you're going to pay for it. Can you agree to that? You're going to take every single U.S. troop you have anywhere in the Middle East, and you're going to remove them, your bases, your weapons, and everything else. Period. And you're going to do it everywhere that we have terrorists, like Lebanon, all these other areas. And those are our 10 points you must agree to. How do you feel about your fucking tweets? I can't support Trump anymore. He basically said he's going to obliterate a people. You fucking idiot. That's all they've said about us for 47 fucking years. People that cut off people's heads in the fucking square only understand people willing to cut fucking heads off in the fucking square. And you get pissed about a fucking tweet? So see, you're either ignorant on what Iran's demanding, or you're just doing it for clicks, or you're paid to stoke this crap. And you think that's okay. You think that's okay. And you don't even understand what all of this is really about, other than them having hundreds of thousands staged here with fucking weapons, and they fund it. They were getting ready to pull the trigger on us. You don't even understand the bigger game.
Many Americans are asking, why did the United States have to attack Iran now? Well, let me explain. Iran wants to have nuclear weapons. Of that, there is zero doubt. If what they truly wanted, which is what they claim, is nuclear energy, well, they could have nuclear energy like all the other countries in the world have it. And that is, you import the fuel and you build reactors above ground. That's not what Iran has done. They build their reactors and their facilities deep in mountains, away from the public glare. And they want to enrich that material. The same equipment that they could use to enrich material for energy, they could use to quickly enrich it to weapons grade. So it is clear that they've been offered every opportunity to have a nuclear program that allows them to have energy, not weapons. And every single time they have turned it down. But why the attack now? Well, what was Iran trying to do? Iran was trying to build a conventional shield, in essence, have so many missiles, have so many drones that no one could attack them, and they were well on their way. We were on the verge of an Iran that had so many missiles and so many drones that no one could do anything about their nuclear weapons program in the future. That was an intolerable risk. Under no circumstances can a country run by radical Shia clerics with an apocalyptic vision of the future ever possess nuclear weapons. And under no circumstances can they be allowed to hide and protect that program and their ambitions behind a shield of missiles and drones that no one can do anything about. This was our last best chance to eliminate that conventional threat, that conventional shield that they were trying to build. And the president made the right decision to wipe it out now. That is the goal of this operation, to destroy their conventional missiles and their drone program so they can't hide behind it and finally have to deal with the world seriously about never, ever having nuclear weapons.
So you have to ask yourself, all of these commentators, I can't stand with Trump. He said what a terrorist said. Fucking pussies. You don't deserve to be presenting yourself as a patriot, wanting to do what's right for America, and actually standing there, thinking you're taking the high road. That is no different than the social signaling the left does. And I say you're ignorant or you're bought off. Neither is okay. One's evil because you're bought off. The other one is pure fucking laziness and total deception. But yet, oh, you're a patriot. He's doing it because Netanyahu said. And you don't understand what's up. You don't understand how it affects our country. And you don't understand the reason they do this shit is because for 47 years we played this game. Now you got two choices. We don't want to build nukes. We just want power. But they say you can't prosecute us for nukes. You can't sanction us for nukes. You see the lie? Oh, we just need it for power. But they're building up a defense system that no country in the world will ever be able to penetrate it. So what do? You go in and destroy that fucking infrastructure. Do you know the two ways you destroy that infrastructure? What are the two ways you get rid of that infrastructure? Put it in chat. I want to see if you even understand it. What are the two ways you get rid of their ability to protect their terrorist regime and nuke ambitions to nuke everything? What are the two ways you protect it? Come on, tell me the two ways you protect it. There's only two ways you protect it. Because, by the way, Obama already paid for all of those stuff. You don't protect it by destroying the tunnels. That does not protect it, right? You don't destroy it by taking away the money. We've always taken away some money. You want to know how you destroy their ability to protect their weapons program? Number one is by force. You go in and blow up every fucking thing you can. That's number one. Do you know what the second one is? What's the second one? First off, you go in and you blow up every bit of infrastructure they can. What's the second way? You force them to use all the weapons they've stockpiled to try to stay alive. And that too reduces the fucking numbers and takes them completely out of the picture because they blew their stockpiled ammo. Do you not get that? Do you not get that? They can't transport it because they destroyed the bridges and rails. We can't just go in and pick it up, right? We can't just go in and pick it up. It's not doable. Doesn't happen. We can't go in and pick it up. So what you do is you blow up what you can. Eric Johnson, sounds like same Israel first versus bullshit. Why don't you go to Israel and fight them, Jovan Pulitzer? I'll take you at face value. Eric? And Eric, here you go. Here you go. A link just popped up. Eric, click it on. See, I kind of thought I was talking about Iran. Eric thinks sounds like some Israel first bullshit. You know what? Some people think what I'm saying sounds like a fucking symphony or the best song they've ever heard. But you fucking hear it as some Israel first bullshit to me. Why don't you go get on Israel and fight then, Jovan, Hutton, Pulitzer? Come on. Let's have a civil discussion. I'll believe you're a real person. And let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's see if you're real. Here's the link again. You might missed it. Come on, let's talk. I will give you all of the thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of people that see this. You can fucking have them. Out me. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about who you are. Let's talk about why you think that way. Let's talk about, as I'm talking about Iran and the United States of America, why you post about Israel. I find that interesting. Saint, I thought I saw you were going to be off work so you wouldn't be able to join. Right? And so I didn't send the link because you said you'd be rushed. So that doesn't make sense for the show because we don't know how long it is. So I'm sorry I let you down, but I thought you said you were at work and couldn't do it. That's why I did that. Eric Johnson, come on down. I got my camera covered up with nail polish so the panopticon can't spy on me. I'll bite. Did you mute your microphone too? Do you want to do it in sign language or Braille? I'll let you come on with no camera. I'll break my rule. Come on down, Eric Johnson. Put your Johnson on the table. I'll put my Johnson on the table and we'll compare Johnsons. Johnson? So now I gave that concession to you because I don't want your feelings hurt to think I'm too tough of a guy and I'm being mean to you. And I want to be nice and I want you to like me. I know I'm used, but I can't help it. I was born this way. Come on. And this is funny. This is the same institutionalized pussyism of people saying, Trump didn't keep his promise. Trump didn't keep his promise. He didn't keep his promise. So, dude, I'm sorry you had nail polish on your camera. Were you painting it there? Come out of your safe room and let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. You made this about Israel. Where did I mention Israel? I thought I was talking about the United States of America. Right? I think I was talking about how oil prices started dropping instantly with this. I could have swore I did, unless I'm hallucinating. I talked about these agreements. I showed you where they bombed. Iran. Well, you ran, Eric Johnson. Put down your Johnson. Put down your Johnson and come on with me and let's talk. I want to talk to your Johnson. Eric Johnson says winning. Okay, let me make sure I got this right. Okay. Mo Betta winning. Come on, Mr. Johnson. Show me if you think you've won. Johansson? Johansson? Mama? Think about that. So Eric Vagina, because you ain't a Johnson, there ain't no balls and dick to you, brother. Maybe I shouldn't call you brother, sister. We're going to call you Eric Vagina. Because you, sir, if you're a sir, are a fucking pussy. You think you can hit and run. That's what politicians do. You're no different. That's what the left does. You're no different. That's what people that tell you, well, Trump's not living to his arrangement. You wouldn't fucking know a nation-to-nation government arrangement unless you were in it. You wouldn't even know how to sell it properly because you actually think it means, I'm President Trump. I got my blinders on. I'm not going to look over here to this country. I'm not going to look over here to this country. I'm going to focus on the people cutting their peters off and their tatas off. And I'm going to focus because that's happening here in America. Oh, I can't look at terrorists because they come across the border and I got to know where they come from. And fuck, if I look over here, I'd be disobeying the country. I said I'm going to put my pinky blinders on. Are you fucking kidding me? I think people do this social signaling. He said America first. You wouldn't know what it takes to protect America first from a fucking hole in the ground. You wouldn't. Literally, if you admitted it, you wouldn't. And yet, you social signal out there. President Trump said it's America first and no new wars. Well, you know how ignorant that statement is for something that's been going on 47 years, never to an end, and they are at war. We're not. They're at war with us, and we're going to fucking end it. Do you know how ignorant you sound? Well, he said no more new wars. Yeah, words fucking matter. Do you think 47 years is a new war, you idiot imbecile? No, it ain't a new war. It's a war being waged against us. We're just going to fucking get it done and end it. But you see people online. Oh, he said no new wars and focus on America. You know what's interesting? You'd have never used those fucking words if you didn't see anybody post about it and it struck a chord with you, but you don't even understand the difference. And this is tough love. If you're right here in the family and you believe that, it's called tough love. I would sit here, we'd be doing shots, eating maybe some good barbecue, and I'd still be having the same fucking discussion with you. And at the end of the discussion, we'll still be fine, but you've got to wake up. You've got to wake up to how every bit of this affects us. You have to think like a businessman, economically, not politically. But you fall for political rhetoric. He said America first. America first does not mean America only. America first means doing what will safeguard our nation first. That these guys did not do for 47 years. And yet, I'm tired of Trump. I'm tired of Trump. You think because somebody like Alex Jones, 1 million followers, 1.4 million followers, that you're just as smart. I'm tired of Trump. He betrayed us. We got to get rid of him. Because, see, here's what it is. Here's what's really truthful. You actually think because someone has 1.4 million followers or whatever Alex has, right? And, right? St. Thomas, I just sent you a link. If you can talk freely, turn on your camera. Literally, you think it portrays you as just as smart as he is. Well, let me tell you one. He's a lot fucking smarter than you because he's probably getting paid $20, $30, $40, $50 million to do it. It's big bucks. And it's a moment in time. And you know why people like that don't think about it? It's a moment in time. Because they know a week from tomorrow, you won't forget it. He'll be on to something else and hook you with another thing and you'll forget it. But he's $50 million richer. And you don't even think about it. But you think, I'm just as smart as that guy that's got 1.4 million followers. Because I believe the same thing. He said no new wars. And you don't even understand the definition of new. This is the epitome of ending a multi-generation, 47 fucking year running war on us. Not us to them waging it on us. Do the Khazarians control Israel? Is Bigfoot really in space? I have it on Inside Take really good. I have it really good. That I think I brought on Chunky Blinders. He's an attorney, you know, and we talked about Trump, right? We talked about Trump. And we think that we're just going to have to take him out. And this topic is Iran because I'm asking you about Iran. And here's what I want to do. I want to answer anybody that wants to know if the Khazarians run this. Because, you know, I speak in code. Everything I say is in code. I don't really mean it literally. Right? Literally. I don't mean it. And so when I say we're talking about Iran, here's what I'm saying. I want you to ask me a question that has nothing to do with my program so you can make a point in my chat. And you wonder why we're fucked in the United States of America? Because somebody can come into a program exclusively about Iran. And you either are for getting it done or you're done with Trump. But the Khazara Krakens, I heard, run from a space station with lasers. Lasers, folks, I'm telling you. Lasers, folks. Let's be real for a moment. Lasers. Somebody even the other day, I think it's a comedian with another million followers. I'm fed up with Trump. It's horseshit. This government is not going to do anything to save us, and I'm tired of it. You know what? Here's the very most important thing that you probably forgot in all this mess. You control it. You either sit on that island screaming for fucking help when you know nobody's coming, or you fucking do what it takes to make sure you fix it. And you have a job. You have a job to inform your lawmakers and be educated on it, and you fucking sit back, but fix it. Isn't 47 years enough? Wilson! Wilson! Isn't 47 years enough? I've never spoken to a saint before. Give me some St. Thomas, Saint. Can you hear me, brother?
I can hear you. Can you hear me all right?
I can. And thank God you have no nail polish on your camera. You said you were at work. Tell
Got
us
them on
about,
my fingers.
There you go. Tell us about you first. Where are you from? Tell us about your family. Tell us why you follow this fucking whack Jew with a massive forehead.
Oh, well, I'm following the conspiracy. I'm out to prove that the Jews are behind it all. So I figured
Fucking A, man. Do you know how tired I am? I was talking with Roseanne. Do you know how fucking hard it is to keep up doing this show with all the shit that we have to control in 189 other fucking countries? I'm fucking wore out. That's probably why my hair is turning gray. Anyway, okay.
I don't envy you, brother. I really don't.
Okay.
Little bit about me. I'm Northeast Ohio. I'm in Trumbull County. And if anybody from Trumbull County, Ohio is watching, I'm running for Republican Central Committee. So vote for me here in a couple weeks. Father of 4. I got 3 beautiful little girls. Finally got a son out of the deal too here.
God bless you.
Thank you. Beautiful God-fearing wife that keeps everything running while I'm away.
God has blessed you. There is God bless you.
Yes,
and then there is the fact when you drop that, God has blessed you.
Yes, indeed. Bless
I envy
deserve.
I envy you.
You know, when you first invited me on, we were talking about the Iran thing and Trump making moves that are beyond the visual optics.
First off, what do you do? What do you do for a living?
I manage inventory for a manufacturing company.
Okay, good. So logistics, inventory stuff. So you got a good mind for seeing the parts, places, and things where they have to be.
Yes, I call it a glorified time traveler position because I'm constantly monitoring what has happened, preparing for what's about to happen, and making sure I know what is happening all at the same time.
Beautiful. Okay.
We
were talking about Iran.
Yeah. So, I mean, as far as the optics of it goes, where I live, it's the same deal as everything you've been preaching about this morning. Everybody's getting their information from Fox News or CNN, and as awake as people claim to be, it's fascinating to see that they're still trusting the people that they have been admitting they've claimed or been lying to them for the last 50 years, if not longer.
What are you trying to do? Are you fucking trying to shame me? You put that hat back on so I can think don't have hair. Don't you fucking show me great hair.
Oh,
you
sorry. You know what?
You cover that shit back up.
I do this for my boss because he got the same haircut you do.
you braggart. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
But when I take a look at what's actually happening, Trump, I look at Trump's experience in his past. I mean, the man has always been goal-oriented, mission first, and successful. Those are really important character traits to have if you plan on running a country too, I suppose. But I look at what he's doing before Iran, I won't, go off on a big long spiel here, but,
I'm giving you the floor. Let's hear it.
Yeah. Our incursion here in Venezuela, I recognized right away that's tactical. That's strategic. The way we went in, the way we got out, that was surgical. There was something bigger beyond the optics of it that you got, even from Trump himself, if I may be honest. But I also heard some stuff, a while back about a couple of guys from Venezuela that may have been involved in election tampering. A couple of guys that might have been picked up in Serbia. I don't have evidence to display. I'll leave it at that. I think a lot of people are kind of getting hip to that now. But so when I saw that they picked up not just Maduro but his wife too.
Let me just ask you a question.
Yeah.
As you say, you're running for a Republican committee or whatever there. So there was a guy in Venezuela that manipulated the software in the machine to make sure Maduro came into power. How did that affect our elections?
Well, the specific thing I was referring to was actually not about Maduro's election.
No, I'm using that. That's just a spoof analogy.
Okay.
Here's the deal. Because I've followed all of this Venezuelan Serbia shit. You ready? It's 1,000% misdirection.
Understood.
1,000% misdirection. Why? Because in the United States of America, by laws on the books, we cannot do anything related to the machines and how the elections are run when the machine is involved. That's number one. Number two is we can't do anything about if somebody admitted we did this in Venezuela, or I was in Venezuela once, or I was in Croatia and I programmed it. Actually, it's not against the law, and we can't do any enforcement here in the United States of America. But here's what it does do. It keeps people talking about the machines. It keeps people dropping foreign countries into the mix, and it keeps us away from what we're trying to do, fix America at the American level. And it's always people, paper, and programs. It has nothing to do with the machines. And that Serbia and Venezuela stuff is bullshit. It's total bullshit. Because even if somebody in Serbia put in a piece of code at one point in time and anywhere, we can't do anything about it. Even if we can prove that a coder coded in Serbia did it. And even if it sits there on a machine, do you know why we can't do anything about it? Because our state and federal laws say that adherence to the rules for security and compliance are voluntary. So
Yeah.
how do we fight that shit other than sticking to what it is? But you brought it up. It's your topic.
No, I
I cut you off. Tell me why that matters. Tell me
That's
why
part-
that matters.
Well, that's part of why I wanted to, touch on the subject too. I trust you to let me know if it's bullshit or not. But to where I was going with that, when we moved into Venezuela, with what I had heard about the machines.
Right.
For me, it was just a red flag, a heads up, pay attention to this, because this could be going in a much different direction than, hey, we took a bad guy out the streets.
Yeah. So let me tell you what went on. People that want to connect that to Venezuela, that's why we went into Maduro, are using that to try to cross-validate the shit they're serving up on their buffet. Here's what really is going on. A lot of the staging for the flooding of our borders by these terrorist organizations, it ain't going on in Mexico. It's going on in Venezuela. Venezuela is the staging ground. That's number one. Number two, outside of Cuba, it's that close communist tie that's really close to our country. So what did President Trump really do? What President Trump really did was that oil, which benefits Russia, which benefits China, right? And doesn't benefit the United States of America. He basically went in and he did a clamp down squeeze on Venezuela oil, not taking it away, but he basically became in quasi control of don't fuck up Russia, don't fuck up China. That's number one. So it's about that energy production that goes on down there and how it's really going to happen. People don't understand the contracts underneath of what really happens. Now, here's another one. You're going to hear it about the Strait of Hormuz. And this relates to our Iran discussion. And it's it's just kind of a true fact that what you're going to see happen, and here's what I just laugh about. If you take that Strait of Hormuz and you kind of tilt it, then you begin to see we've been taking it in the ass for a very long time over the Strait of Hormuz, right? You can't miss it, right? It's just right there in your face. They are screwing the shit out of us. But here's what Trump is really doing. In the agreement, because you're going to hear people freak out about this, Trump imposed a tax for going through the Strait of Hormuz. And he set it up both for Iran and he set it up both for, who are they going to share it with? I'm at a brain fart at the moment. Oman. Whatever it is, the other country right there. They're going to now start charging $2 million per boat that passes through there. And they're going to get the money. Number one, it's billions of dollars a year. It's probably about $100 billion in tariffs. Now, we don't benefit from it. But that's part of the agreement deal people don't see and they don't run the math on. By putting that as part of the agreement, and that if the oil comes through the Strait of Hormuz and you got to pay that $2 million tax and it benefits Iran, it's giving Iran money, right, to help build their nation back. Mm-hmm. It's stabilizing the Middle East. But do you also understand what it's doing? It's driving up the fucking price of oil we don't even get from them, and it doesn't matter.
Driving up the prices for China and Japan. For
China and Russia and fucking everybody else.
Britain. Yeah, the
right?
UK.
He just literally did what protected America first, which people don't understand the economics on it. But I say that, folks. And that Strait of Hormuz, look, God tells you, we've been taking it in the weenie and the hoo-hoo with a very poor, uncut weenie for a very long time from some fat Arabs sitting back.
That's definitely a Jewish weenie, I can tell.
No. It's not a Jewish, it's not a Jewish weenie because we'd have to get further out of space to be able to show it. It's like a fucking anaconda. But that is an uncircumcised Middle Eastern fat weenie. But you understand, what I'm saying. People just don't understand what the fuck is going on and how the game's really played. And we're focusing on our oil. And this is all about focusing on oil. So, yeah, I mean, come on, Maduro, not a fucking thing to do with the elections. Not a damn thing. I'm just telling you, I've always said it. And I don't care who's saying it about Serbia and Venezuela. I'm calling bullshit.
That's good to know. I mean, I trust you.
Did you buy it, though? Did you buy that we can even do anything about it? Did you buy that because somebody with a big name says, well, we saw people in Serbia doing this, we got it on this great thing, and the CIA and CIA whistleblowers come forward and showed us this stuff?
Well, I certainly took it as important
Why?
Maybe wrong
Hold
for the
on,
show,
hold
but
on. But why?
well, zooming out, I mean, if we had everybody saying the safest, most fair election in the world in 2020.
We didn't have
Right.
everybody saying that. I'm going to nail you on words.
Well,
We
I'm
had a
I'm
system
saying
selling us
from
that
the other
bullshit.
side. You got
Got it,
Kamala
got it.
coming out and saying, "Oh, we
Right.
had the safest, most secure
No,
election
that's
in
not
the
what
world."
she said. She
But-
said, that's all she said. That was all she said.
But for to me, it seemed it could be important because it'd be an eye opener for all the folks who bought into the safest, freest, fairest election in the world.
So let me
to
ask you a
find
question.
out.
Let me ask you a question. Let's just agree America's split down the middle. And let's say that half of the people believed it was the safest, fairest election ever. And you put up on the screen code that you could show came from Serbia, and you said it wasn't. What percent of those minds would change and get their act together?
0.1%.
If even that. It won't move the needle, even if it was true and verifiable. And that's the difference. It's showmanship. It's interesting storyship, but it has nothing to do with moving the needle. I think it's designed to let the politicians off the hook. So you look somewhere else, because this was done inside our own country by evil forces with foreign money. It was not done by those countries. They didn't do it. It doesn't matter what you fucking found on some guy's random machine. It's not against the law, but it makes people think things are getting done and we're getting to the root of it.
I got to admit,
how
that was
does
the
it
hope I
move? How
had.
does it move the needle? See, here's the catch. Ready? Everybody on the right believes that we are doing what is absolutely fucking right for America, to save America, and that if we don't, America's going to die. Can we agree with that?
Sounds accurate.
You know what the left believes? The same fucking thing.
Yeah, I watched that broadcast you put out. That really threw me for a loop.
They believe the same, and they're
fresh
righteous, and that's why you can't change minds. You cannot change minds, because the very thing you'll say about yourself, we're going to fucking lose our country, we're going to take over, it's going to be gone, and that's faith for you, or the same exact thing they believe. And so that's why in the emotional realm, this will never move, will never change. Nothing will ever happen. Are the Rothschilds heroes of Israel's finding? I want to invite T fucking K on. TK, come talk to two sober conservatives as you post your little fucking seeds. Let's talk about the Rothschilds. Let's talk about what it really is. I'm bringing on a special guest whistleblower. Let's see, TK98. I'm going to bring him on the program. TK, I've sent you the link. I want you on. Folks, breaking story. Right, I'm talking right from the horse's mouth. We got a whistleblower. This whistleblower is going to come on and going to show us how the Rothschilds did it. Click the link, turn on your camera and sound. Anyway, go ahead, Saint.
That'll be fresh, because the more I learn, the more I realize I don't know a fucking thing. So
Where's Saint come up in your handle? How'd you come up with that?
it was a nickname I acquired a long time ago. I was not a good person. Truth be told,
you got called the Saint?
Well, I was doing bad things, and
You were.
I was known for treating people well.
Wait.
And
TK, instead of acknowledging, come on, wants to know by hammering in chat, well, is it real or not? TK, you promised to come on with this groundbreaking announcement about the Rothschilds. I gotta hold you to your word, or I gotta kick your ignorant ass out. And I don't want to do that to you. I don't want to do that to you. I want you to come on. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I need him to come on too, because that one's on my bingo card.
What kind of shit did you do wrong?
Well, not be responsible to really admit to it over the but
no problem.
I was
a bad dude.
I was buying and selling things,
Okay.
And I was, bad in that respect. But I was always known for doing
What changed
good
you?
by people.
What changed you?
Parenthood.
Unless that's the inventory you're trafficking in now.
No.
What changed you?
By
By the way,
spirit,
folks,
the spirit
I
of
want
God.
you to know
To be
he
honest with you.
allegedly did this stuff. Anyway.
Yeah, no, it was. I had a divine experience with what I refer to as the Holy Ghost.
Cool.
At a very, very dark time in my life,
Been there, done that.
and it lifted a veil, to put it bluntly.
How long ago was this? Pre-kids?
Well, this was shortly after my oldest daughter was born.
Wow. Talk about close to home.
Yeah. So she's 9 now. So we're talking about, 9 years ago. She's almost 10. So 9 years ago.
So did your becoming a dad have a lot to do with this revelation that I can't walk this path as well?
Yeah, for sure. My daughter's mother my oldest daughter's mother. My other 3 children are from my wife, but my oldest daughter's mother took a really dark dive down that path that we were living, and that was sobering as well, because that was not a part of the routine of the fun we thought we could get away with. You know what I mean? And still be meet our definition of okay parents.
Right.
But shit, I was young. She was younger than I was, and you live, you learn, you grow.
Right.
But yeah, so I mean that's really what changed things up for me. Obviously, I realized then that lifestyle was not going to be self-sustaining for myself, but it was also not going to lead to any hope for a child that has a successful future for herself.
That's right. Hey, by the way, TK98, get your shit together. I'm giving you a chance to be able to stay in my program, benefit from my incredibly good-looking face, from my incredible wisdom, and I do mine with 2 arms tied behind my back. If you're going to keep on imbibing in my program and you're going to do shit like that, when I invite you on, you're coming on, or you're going to be gone, right? And you're going to have to fucking just keep on watching all the Q shit you watch. And you don't want to do that. So click the link, sweetheart, and come on. I'm not going to fall for this baiting line bullshit in chat. And no pussies are allowed in chat. All of that comes to me in the form of photos directly to my email. Anyway, sorry, go ahead. Mr. Saint, who's not a saint, who's now a saint.
Well, my wife is watching, so I just want to say, love, don't be sending him any photos to his email, okay?
That's right. Wait, one's coming in. It's the wrong one.
Oh, that was a picture of me. Oh, sorry about that.
That's not quite Peroni's, but hey, we are. There it is right there. It's amazing how much that looks like that little scaped landscape down the back of the rump. If you've ever seen one looking down, you know what I'm talking about. It's amazing how that landscape looks that way, right? But I don't know about that dingleberry on the left. It's pretty long.
Certainly indicative of God's creation.
There it is, right? You got to fight this stuff. Okay, so why are you running for office?
Well, I've been since COVID hit, and that was another big eye opener for a lot of people in my local community. Obviously, there's been so much dis, and malinformation spread through every freaking form of media since then. It's hard.
Oh, wait
to
a
get
minute.
everybody.
Can I ask you a question? And I want you to answer the truth. How many seminars or gatherings did you go to which featured Professor Clements or Dr. Frank?
0.
Really? And you're in Ohio? Boy, they
Yeah,
canvassed
0.
the shit out of Ohio.
Yeah, they did. And you know what? I even got a couple of my pillows. And I will say
have my
they're
pillows
comfortable.
too, and I love my
They're
pillows. They are
comfortable.
the bomb.
But did I get disappointed there too?
I don't know what to think there. Half of the people think Mike got conned, and Mike has the world's worst ADD. But you don't build a business and be conned. I don't know. when I look at all the people involved that latched on to Mike and how early on it was, I'm having a hard time believing that he was totally oblivious to it.
Yeah, totally innocent.
Doesn't mean he 100% complied,
right?
But it certainly builds a case for he's not innocent and he got triangulated in something.
Yeah, I gotta say, man, I thank God for you, Jovan. I mean,
well, thank you,
because there have been so many people. I mean, I got ADHD, something.
Wait. What'd you say? I wasn't paying attention. What?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But my brain takes in information all day long. You know, when I'm here at work, it's ones and zeros. And then even while I'm doing the ones and zeros, I'm trying to pay attention to what's happening geopolitically. When the music stops, that's when I go mad. You're the one source of information that I've had that has always had receipts right after something was said without leaving any nostalgia or mysticism involved. And I got to admit it, because of your broadcast, I've been able to spot a lot of, not all, but a lot of the people who are intentionally misleading the people that I love, you know?
Thank you. So you don't mind that I'm a Mossad agent, a grifter, and from outer space, and my father's Bigfoot?
No, that's why I'm trying to get you to build my house. If you remember that email, that way you can put all them fancy cameras in there and we can chat with when you're off screen. But seriously, I see so much happening, and I can only assume that if it all made sense to me, it would all make sense to our country's adversaries as well. So I respect the fact that there is some questionability involved here. But, you know, since COVID hit, it really, for me, it was 9/11, you know, and damn Jews. No, but there was just so much about 9/11 that didn't make sense, that was being forced down your throat.
Hang on.
I'm joking, by the way, about the Jews.
Yeah, okay, I lost people in 9/11. I know you're joking about the Jews, you fucking goyim. Trying to fucking talk to these Christians, fucking frustrating now.
By the way, which ramen noodles are safe to eat, Jovan?
Anyway, do you believe that the secondary buildings were controlled demolition? Did you believe in that?
Yeah, are we talking about building 7?
Mm-hmm.
It didn't look like it was caused from an airplane that hit the other 2 buildings.
It wasn't. Well, it was, but it wasn't. But did you buy into the controlled demolition theory?
It looks that. It looks a lot. I don't know what I believe. I really don't. But it looks like
it went down.
I'm sorry?
Do you know why it went down?
Because some Jew said pull it. No, I really don't.
Flip the switch. No. All of those buildings are controlled or connected with underground tunnels. Most people don't know that.
Mm.
And so when you look at Tower 1 and 2 and you look at it coming down, right? What happened is it's like you know, you're blowing the fan of your fire. You're stoking your fire. Well, that's forced energy. Wind is still energy. That's why hurricanes can blow out a house. You have to understand the magnitudes of the billions of pounds that came down, and those were forced into those tunnels. That wind doesn't dissipate. It has to go somewhere. And that somewhere is it ran down through the tunnels. It comes ripping up through the building, and it has to leave. And it actually blows out the structure. Now, I can tell you this. I'm going to tell you something to blow your mind. Do not do this on a human. It's fatal. But if you have an old, like an air mattress, okay? You have an old air mattress. Blow it up. Take your little tie line, okay? Little hose. It's an experiment you can do. And plug that end of the hose into a watermelon or a pumpkin, plug it into it. So now you got a filled air mattress, you got a hose, you got a watermelon and a pumpkin, and then jump on the air mattress. watch what happens. It will obliterate the watermelon or pumpkin.
That makes sense.
It is actually one of the things that happens, and people don't really realize it happens. Kids fucking off and somebody blowing up an air tube or whatever, and another kid jumps on it, thinks it'll be funny. It blows their head off, goes right into their sinuses, blows out their lungs, blow the top of their head off. It's a dangerous weapon. And that's what happened. And then the people will say, still doesn't melt. It doesn't take. Fucking. Did you ever walk in the World Trade Center? It's just nothing but carpet, wooden furniture, stucco fucking drop ceiling, and billions of pounds of paper. Do you think that's fuel that stokes the furnace? Come on, folks. Anyway, but I agree with you.
For my wife who's watching, I won't be experimenting with any hose this week. Okay, love?
No. I will do this. Just make an agreement with your wife. I personally will do all the experimenting with the hose. Personally. And if you want me to report back, I will tell you how it went with all the hose I experimented with.
So may I ask you a question?
Go.
With this time you've allowed me.
Go.
Where do you see this going with between Venezuela, Iran, Greenland? I mean, what do you see being the anticipated result of the moves that we're making here? I mean, I'm in full support of gaining control of our hemisphere. You know, I feel like securing
Canada and America and Mexico should be united into a common corridor, not the NAFTA shit. But we should get
America.
We should get those in line economically. We got to get the Panama Canal back, which was again sold out from under us, and it's the shortcut across the world. Why is Trump doing Greenland? It's not for what you think. The closed cooling loop systems of big data rooms is about 3 million gallons of water.
That's what I think.
And in the 3 million gallons of water, it doesn't use it continually. That's a misconception. That water is in a cooling system loop. Okay. And so the two costs of data centers in our future of AI is power consumption and cooling, with cooling being the biggest part of power consumption, not the actual units themselves. And so if you look at Greenland, people forget Greenland is ice, Iceland is green. It's a reverse. So Greenland's ice. So what do you naturally have? You basically have a sodium-based liquid coolant, comes right from the ocean. You pull it in, run it through the systems. You're not tapping the water supply, and you have extreme cold weather. And it solves everything about energy and water use in our AI future. And it would literally have us be the controlling, dominating agent in it, so it couldn't be weaponized. And I'm all for it. That's what I believe. And so what do I think's going on around the world? I think you're seeing a lot of consolidation. People are waking up to freedom. People are now seeing for the first time in history how we're oppressed, how we're moved around like puppets. Nothing's fucking real. They rape us. They're just trying to enslave us all. And so you've got this true clash of good and bad, angels and demon at the exact same time. And the only difference of what's going right now is the veil is thin. So as mankind fights on this plane of good and evil, right? The side we can't see of good and evil, which is just as real, is fighting at the same time. And that veil's getting very thin because we are at that win it or lose it time in history that was already always predicted. The great Satan's here. The Antichrist has been here for a very long time. No, it's not an individual, it's a system. And we're fighting for our very existence and lives. Do I think we can win? You better believe it. But the system is trying not to let it win. And that's the evil part of the system, because they want it to be about them controlling mankind instead of mankind exercising what it is, it's free will. Now, that's the bitch of it. The bitch of it is we so many times think we're exercising free will when we're not, and we have no concept. And so we become fucking idiots. At the same time, the world has become the most educated it's ever been, and you have if you want to study physics, you can go on right now, go to any university, and you can take physics absolutely free. It's right there for your taking if you want to do it, right? Even though they might not let you in, but you have a mind for it, you can go study it. At the same time, we have more access to information ever, right? Ever is the most dumbest time we have. And by the way, if you have to ask me, TK, if you have to ask me who the Antichrist is, you don't watch my fucking program enough. And no, you don't get anything answered ever again. I'm about this far away from booting your ass forever in my program because you're a pussy who hits and run and won't come on and discuss it. So one more time, off topic, you're fucking gone forever. Sorry, Scott. Saint, go.
Yeah, we've got the most access to information, yet the least amount of discipline I think civilization has ever had.
That's right.
And the most amount of excuses as to why the discipline isn't necessary.
Our IQs have gone down. Our aptitude has gone down. We have entire states that don't have passing students in the basics and all disciplines. All gone. It's gone. They're importing inbreeding bullshit stuff that even further dumbs us down if it keeps on happening. It's all about fucking reducing us to bullshit, and we got to stand against it. It's the great dilution is what's going on.
Doesn't matter how many guns you have if you don't know where to point them.
That's
or
right.
how to pull the trigger. Yeah.
No. And by the way, the more they make people dumb and lazy, they basically have all the fodder they need to feed the world, to feed the worlds because they're dumb and lazy. Now, personally, I would have gone for extra virgins. You would have to promise me 144 virgins, and then I probably would have gone for it. Although I don't know where you would find any.
147, I think.
147
for me.
You're fucking greedy, man. You're greedy. What is 3 extra going to do? Well,
no,
wait,
I'm
let me think about it.
I'm deserving because I'm not a Jew.
There you go. You're a fucking disgusting goyim, you greedy son of a bitch.
Ah, shit. Jovan, this has been a blast, man. I don't want to take away from the program you had scheduled, but I do appreciate you bringing me on, clarifying.
I just want to say thank you. God bless you. God bless you with great kids and a great wife. Tell your wife, thank you for the photos. I greatly appreciate it. I'm going to enjoy those off air, kind of blow off some steam. But I just want to say I appreciate you very much. Good luck with your run. Thank you for being in the program. Thank you for liking what we do.
If it gets you to build my house, Bub, I'll ever send you a few more, okay?
There you go. Take care, bud. Bye-bye.
Bye, buddy. Thank you.
There you go, folks. Look, we're all in this together, whether you like it or not, and we can be from different things, different spectrums, everything else. It doesn't matter. We're in this. I don't give a fuck what your religion is. And you know what? It doesn't matter what my religion is. It just doesn't. Nobody's religion matters in this. In case you didn't get it, Satan doesn't give a fuck about your religion. Ain't gonna happen. We're at war, folks. And they kill us by misleading us. They kill us by putting somebody, come on. Have you ever thought about that? Look how long I've shown you. This is exactly how the elections were broken and rigged. And I get banned. And then out of nowhere, you got a former CIA whistleblower, comes on YouTube, instantly has 2 or 3 million followers, talks about that stuff in the machine. Do you think that's organic? No, it's all built to make you believe something's worthwhile. I'll give you a prime example. You could look at any time. Let's just take Instagram. All kinds of people, because I can see it behind the dashboard, but to the public, it will say one person's watching. Same thing goes on in Twitter. They'll throttle way back the numbers. Same thing goes on in Gitter. They throttle way back the numbers. Other ones, they'll synthetically ramp up the numbers because that's how you're, be a lot of people watching this. It must be what's right. It's all a con. to get you in, to get you buy it, to get you to spread it, because they know you will inherently take shortcuts. And so if you look at somebody like I lost my YouTube at 250,000, maybe I'm I don't know, fucking know, 300 or 400 again. But if I tell you the true story, it'll go up. But you understand what I'm saying? All a con. Somebody says you're so far off the path, get back on track. Chapstick? What do you mean? Anyway, guys, I love you all. This is the truth. Hey, let's watch that Trump thing again, which you can rub in your buddies' faces. God dang it. Look at this. It's going to muck with my dashboard. Hang on. Let me look how you're taking it in the Hormuz. I'm going to flash in and out. Okay, I'm back. Hope you're not disturbed by what it looks like to take it in the Hormuz. Who said I got off track? ADD. What? Chapstick? Are you criticizing me? Stop it. Do you know how hard I work at this? Do you know? Some history for you before I go.
That this country sits back and allows a country such as Iran to hold our hostages, to my way of thinking, is a horror.
Obviously, you're advocating that we should have gone in there with troops, etc., and brought our boys out.
I absolutely feel that, yes. I don't think there's any question, and there's no question in my mind. I think right now would be an oil-rich nation, and I believe that we should have done it, and I'm very disappointed that we didn't do it.
Why couldn't we go in and take over some of their oil, which is along the sea? You're going to have a war by being weak. The next time Iran attacks this country, go in and grab one of their big oil installations, and I mean grab it and keep it, and get back your losses, because this country has lost plenty because of Iran.
Nearly 40 years ago, Trump saying, I'd be harsh on Iran. They've been beating us psychologically, making us look like a bunch of fools. One bullet shot at one of our men or ships, and I'd do a number on Karg Island. I'd go in and take it. Iran can't even beat Iraq, yet they push the United States around. It'd be good for the world to take them on.
So Iran can be taken. I would never take the military card off the table. And it's possible that it'll have to be used because Iran cannot have nuclear weapons. Nobody will be pushing us around. I will stop Iran from getting nuclear weapons. We will totally dismantle Iran's global terror network. Iran has already, since the deal is in place, test-fired ballistic missiles 3 times. And someday, maybe hit even the United States. And we're not going to let that happen. We're not letting it happen. Today, I am announcing several major steps we are taking to confront the Iranian regime's hostile actions. The longer we ignore a threat, the worse that threat becomes. The Iranian regime's aggression in the region, including the use of proxy fighters to destabilize its neighbors, must end, and it must end now. And I am ready and prepared to take whatever action is necessary.
I was rough on Iran, and they supposedly have a hit on me. And Biden, if he were a real president, should say, if anybody shoots a former president who's now the leading candidate, we will bomb that country into oblivion.
If I were the president, I would inform the threatening country, in this case Iran, that if you do anything to harm this person, we are going to blow your largest cities and the country itself to smithereens. We're going to blow it to smithereens. You can't do that. A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime.
Would you consider bombing the country again?
Without question, absolutely. We're going to hit them extremely hard over the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to bring them back to the Stone Ages where they belong. Iran cannot have nuclear weapons. I will stop Iran from getting nuclear weapons. Ensure that Iran never, and I mean never, acquires a nuclear weapon. I'll say it again. They can never have a nuclear weapon.
No, I don't see a war. You see, the war this is not a Vietnam situation. That would have been the easiest victory we would have ever won.
I mean, for them it's a war. For us, it's turned out to be easier than we thought.
I thought I'd leave it with that, but I have put it on my Telegram. So you can go download it there. I also just posted it to my Twitter. And by the way, President Trump just sent, as I understand, the Iranian government, because the Iranian government started sending rockets right away. President Trump just sent them a short video announcement. Here it is.
Rennie Good was a gifted soul, a writer and a poet and a mother. Wow, she tried to hit an agent with her car. Oh no! Pop, motherfucker, now she's gone. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Being a fucking liberal is a mental disease. Blue-haired and fuckables with the septum ring. You are not a hero, you're a fucking disease. You fuck around and find out it's what it is. Jeffrey Pretty was a Jewish homo. Started talking shit to protect a shomo. He was getting nicked when he pulled a gun. Bam, motherfucker, now you're gone. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Being a fucking liberal is a mental disease. Blue-haired and fuckables with the septum ring. You are not a hero, you're a fucking disease. Fuck around and find out what that is. Rennie Good was a gifted soul, a writer and a poet and a mother. Wow, she tried to hit an agent with her car. Oh no! Pop, motherfucker, now she's gone. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Being a fucking liberal is a mental disease. Blue-haired and fuckables with the septum ring. You are not a hero, you're a fucking disease. You fuck around and find out it's what it is. Jeffrey Pretty was a Jewish homo. Started talking shit to protect a shomo. He was getting nicked when he pulled a gun. Bam, motherfucker, now you're gone. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Being a fucking liberal is a mental disease. Blue-haired and fuckables with the septum ring. You are not a hero, you're a fucking disease. Fuck around and find out what that